never understood why my best friend's wife seemed to loathe me. Her icy glares cut deeper than her words. I'm Nathan Brooks, 33, a lawyer in Boise, Idaho. My best friend Ethan Caldwell, 34, and I go way back to third grade in Nampa. We were inseparable basketball school projects, you name it. Ethan was a math whiz. I aced spelling. In 8th grade, I prepped him for a math contest he won. He drilled me for spelling bees I dominated in 7th and 8th. In high school, Ethan, a stellar point guard, fed me passes as a forward, setting up half my points. We were a team, never rivals. At different colleges, we stayed tight, working summer jobs together, visiting yearly. Ethan earned an engineering degree, then an MBA. I became a lawyer. Our bond was unbreakable. Ethan met Clara Evelyn Hayes, 33, in his junior year. Call her anything but Clara, and you'd get a glare that could freeze lava. Clara, a Boston blue blood, was stunning, brunette hazel eyes, flawless skin. I'd give her a 9 out of 10. Ethan swore she was a 9.9. Elegant, sharp, kind to animals, she seemed perfect. But her arrogance grated me. Sarcastic, aloof, lacking empathy, she was everything I thought Ethan would tire of. I was wrong. I sensed Clara's dislike from our first meeting. Maybe I didn't worship her like others did. She never said why, and I never asked. Ethan seemed oblivious, never mentioning any tension. Clara's barbs were subtle always when Ethan was out of earshot. I'm done tolerating fools, Nathan. A new strain's out there. Or I regret yesterday's insults. I've thought of better ones. Once she quipped, moping about self-inflicted drama again. Her wit was an art form, cutting precise. Some relationships are like strolls in Jurassic Park. I laughed it off, but it stung. Why did she hate me? Ethan proposed after his MBA while I was grinding through law school as a paralegal. Their wedding was a spectacle, hosted by Clara's wealthy parents, Henry and Margaret Hayes, at Boise's Oihe Plaza. Henry, 56, a shrewd CEO, was approachable, witty. Margaret, 46, was a knockout brunette, green eyes radiant. She was a 9.9 in any man's book. The venue overflowed with flowers, 200 guests, top-shelf liquor, and a reception at Ann Morrison Park, where appetizers included caviar. I was Ethan's best man, calming his nerves. My toast praised Ethan, Clara, and her parents. Henry and Margaret thanked me warmly. Clara, she barely acknowledged it. Dancing with Margaret was a highlight. She was charming, flirty even. Her parting words puzzled me. Ignorance can be bliss, but it costs opportunities. Dancing with Clara was stiff. She was tipsy, her words odd. Every road you regret not taking is a life you missed. I brushed it off. By 34, Ethan was a Boise tech mogul, refusing handouts from Clara's family. Their Eagle Mansion had a pool, sauna, home theater, and basketball court. I visited often, usually with a girlfriend. I wasn't big on commitment, so Ethan joked I'd never need a best man. Clara was oddly warmer to my dates than to me. Everything changed when Ethan asked me to join a multi-day business meeting in Boise. I lived 700 miles away in Spokane. Why not a local lawyer? I asked. I trust you, Nathan. This is huge for me and Clara. He insisted I stay at their place. Clara suggested it, he added. That shocked me. I agreed, partly for Ethan, partly for my usual hourly rate. He wouldn't let me discount it. Ethan picked me up at Boise Airport on a sunny day. As we approached their pool, I glimpsed Clara sunbathing, nearly topless. She slipped on a cover-up before Ethan noticed. Her body was a 9.7 at least. My pulse raced. Clara greeted Ethan with a kiss, her bikini barely containing her. I'd never seen her like this. The weather wasn't even warm enough for swimming. She changed before dinner, prepared by their part-time chef. Clara joined our business talk, impressing me with her insight. That night, Clara showed me to a renovated guest room near the library, far from their upstairs master suite. It was luxurious king bed, ornate metal headboard, pool view. She mentioned the upstairs guest room was under repair. I barely listened, stunned by the setup. No goodnight hug, thankfully her bikini image lingered. The bed was heaven. Exhausted from travel, I slept in boxers out the moment my head hit the pillow. At 3 a.m., a vivid dream struck. A Star Trek Orion woman caressed me. I reached out, then woke, cuffed to the headboard, boxers gone. It wasn't a dream. Clara was there on me. Panicked, I mumbled, "What are you doing?" My body betrayed my protests. She adjusted, moving with purpose. Speechless, I watched her, torn between guilt and desire. She was relentless, passionate. I focused on her pleasure, and when she peaked, I followed. We collapsed, breathless. I tried to speak, but she hushed me. "Don't talk. Relax." 15 minutes later, she started again. It was even more intense. Exhausted, I passed out. Dawn broke. My hands were free. I sat up, heart pounding. Was it real? A twinge in my groin confirmed it. "Oh no," I whispered. Showered, dressed, I joined Ethan in the kitchen. Clara cooked breakfast, acting normal. Ethan asked how I slept. "Weird dream," I said loudly. "An Orion woman from Star Trek." Clara didn't flinch. Ethan laughed. Still a teenager at heart. Over blueberry pancakes, we discussed the meeting. Clara's only hint was sucking a sausage suggestively when she caught my eye. I planned to request a hotel that night. I couldn't risk a repeat. Before I could, Clara said, "I'm out tonight, Ethan. Mom and I have a play in Meridian." Ethan nodded. Relief washed over me. The meeting went smoothly, my contributions sharp. We ended early, hitting Ethan's home gym, jogging to Camas Prairie Park swimming laps. Dinner, billiards, and baseball on TV followed. I crashed, exhausted. But it happened again. Another dream at dawn, cuffed Clara on me, a dim lamp highlighting her curves. She was bolder, more electrifying. 2 rounds left us spent. I woke, uncuffed, Clara gone. Ethan suspected nothing. Over cereal, he teased another Orion girl. I laughed it off. The final meeting was a triumph. Ethan signed a lucrative deal. At the airport, he hugged me, grateful. Guilt gnawed as I boarded my flight. Those nights were the best and worst of my life. I couldn't reconcile enjoying it. Months later, I called Clara, leaving voicemails she ignored. A therapist helped me cope, but answers eluded me. 7 months later, I visited with a girlfriend, Lila. Ethan broke the news Clara was 7 months pregnant. My stomach dropped. Was it mine? The visit was normal. Ethan and I caught up. Lila chatted with Clara. Clara's coolness returned. Their daughter, Emma Grace Caldwell, was born on time. At 4 months, I met her. Holding her felt right, though I'd never held a baby. She was adorable, brown hair, hazel eyes. By 14 months, Emma was a whirlwind, inexplicably drawn to me. At 26 months, she was a chatterbox, demanding I read to her, swim with her, toss a mini basketball. Ethan and Clara beamed with pride. I adored her despite my unease with kids. Then Clara's parents, Henry and Margaret, visited. A private talk with Margaret shattered me. In their Meridian Homes library, she whispered, "How did Clara get you to father her child?" I froze. I didn't. She pressed Susan's, "Yours, Nathan. You see the resemblance, her attachment." I was floored. Clara never told me. Margaret sighed. "You're clueless, aren't you?" I stumbled out, shaken. Lila noticed my pallor. Saw a ghost. I brushed it off, needing air. A therapy session the next day helped. A month later, tragedy struck. Ethan died in a private plane crash with his pilot and a colleague. I returned to Boise for the memorial. Clara was broken a shadow of herself. I helped Henry with arrangements, delivering an upbeat eulogy. Clara thanked me faintly. Emma, not grasping the loss, gave me a fierce hug. My heart ached for her. Over months I checked on Clara via calls and texts. She leaned on me for legal help despite her family's support. I avoided the paternity question. 6 months post-funeral, Clara called. She and Emma were road tripping, stopping in Spokane. "Can we visit Saturday?" I agreed, prepping my place, cleaning toys, a guest bed for Emma. They arrived at noon. Emma's hug was electric. She demanded my attention. Clara looked radiant, her grief softened. We lunched, hit a park where I pushed Emma on swings, played with her while Clara and I talked. By 4 p.m., Emma crashed. We tucked her into the guest bed. In the living room, Clara turned to me, smirking, "Entertain me while the little witch naps." She stripped off her shirt, no bra. "Remember how you liked this?" My resolve crumbled. I kissed her, carrying her to my bedroom. This time I took charge. It was raw, intense. Exhausted, she murmured, "You're a force." I grinned. "You held your own." Emma's cry interrupted us. Clara teased, "Go get her since you love her more." Over dinner at a nearby Chinese restaurant, Clara tipped the driver generously. I saw her differently, warm, thoughtful. Emma stayed over, her portable crib set up. That night, Clara rewarded me. My body ached by morning, but I was elated. Clara and Emma never left. Each day, Clara claimed more closet space, added furniture. Emma's joyful greetings, "You're home," and Clara's nightly passion hooked me. 2 months in, over dinner, Clara told Emma, "You're getting a sibling in 7 months." I was stunned. "You didn't tell me." She smirked. "We've been at it twice a day. Didn't your dad teach you about the birds and bees?" I assumed she was on birth control. "Too late, Dad," she teased. I whispered, "You're in trouble tonight." She laughed. Terrifying. I insisted we tell my parents, Ellen and George Brooks, about Emma. Saturday they met her. Clara broke the news. "Susan's your granddaughter. Nathan's her father." My mom gasped. "I knew it." She cried, hugging Emma. Emma asked, "Why are you crying, pretty lady?" Mom sobbed. "I'm so happy." My parents took Emma to the park, leaving us to talk. I demanded answers. Clara sighed. "One, I was always attracted to you more than anyone. I hid it, loving Ethan, but your non-committal vibe and judgment irked me. 2, Ethan's low sperm count made conception unlikely. I was fertile, so I planned those nights cuffing you during my peak ovulation. I couldn't hurt Ethan's fragile ego by telling him. 3, after Ethan's death, I wanted us together. Your bond with Emma gave me hope. I love you, but I won't say it first. I'm not leaving unless you kick us out." Her words hit hard. Emma enriched my life. Clara wasn't the cold woman I'd pegged her. Empathy, humor, and motherhood shone. I'd never felt so fulfilled. I loved her, a first for me. After a long stare, I asked, "What's wrong with now?" She said, "We need a bigger house for 4 kids. My goal." I pulled her onto my lap. "I love you. I want to marry you, have 4 kids." Tears streamed down her face, happy ones. 10 years later, we're in a 6-bedroom Boise home with a pool, basketball court, everything. We have 4 kids, 2 boys, 2 girls, 2 dogs, and a nanny. Clara runs a women's and children's center, donating 10% of our income. We signed a prenup, locked away forever. Our love is wild. Clara's passion hasn't dimmed even after her tubes were tied. We never told Emma or anyone how she was conceived. Some truths stay buried. From betrayal to bliss, I found my family in the ashes of guilt.